Yeah. I've seen stuff on Facebook that has personally offended me.
Facebook articles, I feel like I never trust anything I read there.
When I got to GW, I was called the N-word for the first time by a white person. I was like, oh, God. I think social media plays a large role in social justice because it sparks the conversation. It allows you to talk about certain things that people usually wouldn't talk about in their everyday lives.
So I think in terms of conversations, I will never have a conversation on Facebook about this, but it has sparked some conversations. So for example, on Thursday, I go riding and it's an hour commute there and then an hour back, and on the way back, me and my friends who were in the car we had a conversation about race and other racial issues, and then that bled into like feminism and stuff like that. But we talked about it for an hour, and that stemmed from Facebook.
Am I having more conversations about race? Yeah, I think I am having more conversations about race. I think I wouldn't if I wasn't on social media, because it exposes me to a lot of things that like are not necessarily my immediate opinion, and people kind of only follow people that they are aligned with politically, and that ends up building these like echo chambers where you have, I mean, with the conversation about race, there's a large group of people that are not interested in talking about it, and there's a lot of people that really want to talk about it a lot, and there's not a lot of room for crossing over between one side and the other, and it takes a long time and a lot of effort.
You know, I always like to say, when the idea of social justice and what's occurring in the country today, it's nothing new. African Americans have been victimized and disenfranchised for centuries. It's nothing new. Things have been occurring forever, but it's social media that has opened the rest of the country's eyes to what's occurring. The CNN's never the first person there. It's always somebody who posts something on Facebook and that gets shared 100,000 times, and then somebody who's in CNN's marketing, in social media team, they're like, oh my gosh, this is a story. They send it up, and then CNN's like, okay, we should go there. And then it gets a huge national spotlight.
I actually did find out about Missouri through Facebook, interestingly, even though I told you I usually read the news. That's definitely something that I actually got more information about through Facebook than the news.
They had been protesting for months, right? It was right at the time when the football team said, we're not going to play anymore, right? Okay. That's when they made it. That's when they changed something. That's when it sparked the real conversation, right?
The problem is that, like, in a lot of those cases, me making a status, like, doesn't eliminate institutionalized racism by any means. But if I can contribute to that conversation, and I know that there are people that are reading that, like, might be on the margin of understanding that, and I give them the chance to kind of, like, see things differently, then that's when I put forward. I think social media provides the opportunity for people to kind of like butt heads over and over until there's some sort of like consensus.
I don't want to sound cynical per se, but I believe that there's a long road ahead. And just because I decide to, put my hands in it to try to make a change, that does mean that I think I can make a change. I don't think that I can change the overall idea, the overall racial hierarchy that does exist within the westernized system, but I think that I can work within that system to generate change, to make lives better for people like me.